Tape is rolling.
I'm sorry, can you come out just a little bit more?
Yes, I am.
Okay, there you go, because I'm going to crop it.
Okay.
Beautiful.
We're rolling.
Hey, Jim.
Hello.
One of the first things I would like to ask you about is how you got involved in the RockWalk.
You know, that's a good question. I can't remember if it was Karen Sindel or Dave Weiderman that called me originally, because it was quite some time ago. But they called and asked if I would do a RockWalk. I didn't even know what it was at that time. And they told me, and I said, you know, that sounds kind of cool. And I came down and did the first one and fell in love with it. You know, I wish I could remember the first one I did, but we've done so many. But I just enjoyed it so much that they've been kind enough to ask me back for, I guess, every one they've done.
Well, I would imagine they chose you because of your basically radio legendary icon status.
Sorry, Kat, they need you. They need you for a photo.
Just make up something
we're
else.
taking two here, and tape is rolling.
Hi, Jim.
Hello, Frankie. How are you?
I'm good. My first question is, how long have you been involved with the RockWalk?
It's been several years now. I wish I could tell you the exact date. I guess we could go look it up. But I've been doing it for several years and really enjoying it. I really do. You know, I like the people here, first off. You know, Dave and Karen and you and all the folks that, you know, I see when I come down here. It's kind of like seeing old friends, you know, every other month or so. And then, of course, you get to meet the folks that you induct, you know, some of which, like Grace Slick, are people that I've admired for a long time.
How did it come about, your involvement in rock?
I was called, and I can't remember by who at this point, if it was Dave or Karen, but I was called to do one. And I guess I didn't screw it up too bad. So they've been asking me back ever since, and I've really been grateful for that, because it's, you know, it's a fun thing to do. You know, it takes a little preparation on my part to write about the artist and try to capture something about each artist in a real short period of time, because what I want to do is keep it very quick and get them out there, but yet say enough that sets the stage for who they are.
Well, I'm sure one of the reasons they chose you is because you've been involved in LA radio and, in my opinion, are a radio icon here in Los Angeles.
Thank you.
And I mean, I know you started back at KNAC way back when.
I did.
And I would imagine that putting that information together about each artist really isn't that difficult for you, because you are so educated on the artists that you love so much.
Fortunately, in a case like Grace Slick, very easy, because I just, you know, I don't have to research it or anything. I just have to kind of get my thoughts together as to what she means to me in this case. If it's someone that you know, some people I will have to research that I'd maybe not be that acquainted with. But in the case of Grace Slick, I just sat down and wrote kind of from the heart.
Yeah, you mentioned something about harboring a secret crush on her.
Yeah, yeah.
What impact do you think that Grace had on paving the way for women in rock?
Huge, huge, because although there were women singers, obviously, they were all kind of from that 50s era, and they were in, you know, in chiffon dresses and pearl necklaces, and they looked like Donna Reed, basically. Here comes Grace Slick, you know, who is this really hot, great-looking chick with this voice that will just knock you to the back of the Fillmore, you know. So she not only had this great presence, but she had the talent to back it up. It wasn't that she was trading off of her looks. And there was none of the Donna Reed stuff going on here. This was a woman, a hot rock and roll babe, that could stand up there with the guys and belt it out and, you know, go toe-to-toe with the guys, whether it was on stage or off. So she really did break a lot of ground. Both her and Janis Joplin were forces of nature. You know, these weren't just women that were fronting a rock band. These were forces of nature.
Well, I know that you are a very outspoken person when it comes to politics or corporations or anything like that. How do you feel about what Grace was saying in her lyrics back in the 60s?
They helped to shape my ideals, actually. When I would listen to the Airplanes' take on politics or drugs, rock and roll, these were lyrics that were written by people who actually meant what they were saying. These were not pop songs. They were not written and crafted to become hits. These were songs that they wrote because they believed in them. And I believed in them. So it was all part of helping shape who I turned out to be.
What other artists helped in that?
Well, a lot, but certainly the top 5 would first be the Beatles for me. Secondly, the Doors. Huge influence on me were the Doors. Bob Dylan, of course, would have to be mentioned. And then people like the Airplane and the Dead, all of these artists that I considered to be, and then also on the other side, people like Joni Mitchell, had an influence on me. So it's pretty wide.